Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video we are going to take some, some canvases that I picked up at my local Goodwill for $2.09 a piece, and we're going to turn them into some really elevated, not babyish art with a faith theme for a little girl's room. And you can take this idea and use whatever colors you would like and make something for just about any room of the house. This is where we're going. This is not finished. But anyways, I just want to let you know what I used. So I used these canvases, which it was like a whole map of the world, different continents. And they had probably 6 of 12 still at the store, so I just grabbed 3 for $2.09 a piece. I thought they looked pretty nice. They're pretty good quality, although this one is coming apart. So this is what it started with. Then I painted 2 of them with this ballet slipper Waverly paint from Walmart. 2 coats. This did a pretty good job covering it. However, you know, sometimes you just live with the results that you get. After the first coat, I noticed that there was some crackling. And I am not really sure why. You can see it right here. I don't know why that happened, but I'm going to pretend like I intended for that to happen. So this was 2 coats of ballet slipper pink Waverly paint from Walmart. Then I gave each one a light coat of clear matte sealer spray, also from Walmart. Then, and I'll show you how to do this, then I used kind of a chippy brush and some gold Folk Art Pure Gold paint to do a dry brush technique. And this is what I got. And I put it on heavier around the edges. So, in case you're wondering, I went to the center of my canvas. It's 15 inches tall. So I went to the center and I did this center band is a little bit over 5 inches, and then I just went up a couple inches, and I used blue painter's tape, which I'm going to show you how to do all of this. Then I did another stripe, and this is dry, and it's had 1 more coat of clear matte sealer spray. So we will finish this one, and I have a really cool idea, but I'm going to work on this one right here. So how is everyone doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Yes, I was kind of inspired by the outfit that I chose for today. I tell you what, it's hot where I live. Is it hot where you live? Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to make sure that I know where the top is, because this particular canvas has a hanger. Okay. So I have my leftover tape. I'm going to just reuse it, because why not? I'm roughly going to eyeball, I think this was 5 inches. I'm not pushing this down very hard because I don't want to accidentally pull up my pink paint. But I'm just marking off the area in the center. We'll do that first. This is 5, roughly. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do that dry brush technique. Camera just a little bit. This project that we're going to do would be pretty for a little girl's room, especially if you are looking for something that is not like baby, super baby, but that is a nod to pink for a little girl. You could do it in blue as well. And I'm going to be using this beautiful stencil on one of them and this beautiful stencil on the other. I don't know if you ever noticed, but this is a newer design, and it says, God says you are chosen, accepted, loved, valuable, victorious, and forgiven. And I just think that's awesome. And this is my Mandala lace stencil that if you're watching live, I did a project with it yesterday, which I want to show you. But I also want to show you, this is what a super well-loved Mandala lace stencil looks like. This poor puppy is tired, but it still works. This one, right, I mean, that's probably been used 40 or 50 times or more. This one's getting there. It hasn't been used quite as much. You can see that sometimes if you use an intense color of ink, it will stay in the front of your stencil. This is blue and this is orange ink, but it does not affect the ability of the stencil to work if you make sure that when you clean it, all the mesh is clear. So let me show you what we did yesterday using that beautiful Mandala lace. I didn't do this yesterday. I did this a couple years ago. This is one of my favorite jean jackets. I used white ink and the Mandala lace stencil. Let me show you what it looks like. I did it in white on this one, but you could do it in, you know, any color you might want. Gold, white, black, shoot, red, purple, whatever. Yesterday we did this project. We made these little stuffies right here using painter's drop cloth and that same stencil, the Mandala lace stencil. So you can see it is super versatile. Super versatile. And I like that it's not connected to a particular holiday or season, so you can use it for whatever you might want. Okay, so that is where we're going. And I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. And then we'll move on and we'll do the next step. I have my stripes running horizontal, but if you prefer, you can do up and down. Honestly, you could do whatever you would like. It's totally up to you. Okay, and I'm just working off of the paper plate. I'm going to, let me move some of this so that you can see what I'm talking about. Just set it right there for the time being. So this is Folk Art brand, but you can use any brand you want. I got this at Walmart, and it's a metallic color. It's called Pure Gold. So I'm using this. Let me just say this because it is important. I'm using this to paint my canvas. I am not using paint on any of my stencils because I want to be able to use them 40 or 50 times. And the problem with paint is that it dries quickly and it's permanent. So if you're, you know, moving even a reasonable speed, it's possible that it will start to dry paint of any kind. Chalk paint, craft paint, acrylic paint, latex paint, milk paint. It's likely that it will dry and be permanent and clog the mesh of your stencil. So for the next step where we're using the stencil, I would only use things that are not going to hurt it because, like I said, I want to be able to have my stuff for a long time. And I want to just show you this. I'm looking across the room. Here is another fun project that I did, I made this little elevated riser out of a book. Yes, that's a book, covered in brown craft paper, and that is the Mandala lace stencil. Isn't it cute? Yeah, so there's just so much you can do with that. Okay, so I have just this chippy brush. I don't know how wide it is, but it doesn't matter. Pick the yuckiest brush that you have. I'm just dipping it in that paint, and then I'm offloading a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of go some more. So like I said, I'm doing my stripes horizontal for how this piece of art would be. But if you prefer, you can obviously go the other way. And then I'm just going to hit the edges pretty good because I want those to stand out. All right, then I'm going to take my tape off. And don't throw it away because you can use it again. It dries so quickly. So there's the center. Okay, and then for the other one, let me remember, what did I do? I did 3 inches. So I was talking to my good friend Diane Brown, and probably a lot of you guys know her. And I was asking her why would my canvases get this crackle on it. And she said that she likes to sand her stretch canvas before she paints it, that can help. And she also likes to use a clear matte sealer spray before she paints. Now I do that frequently when I am going to stencil. That's about 3 inches. Okay. Anyways, I was like, oh, well, I didn't do that. So that might be part of my reason that that mine did a little crackly thing. Okay, I'm just marking off and retaping so I can do the bottom stripes. And I want to have about 3 inches. Okay? Oh, Agnes says it's so hot that the birds are hiding in the trees. And she has to change the water for the bird baths several times. Yeah, we just had a bunch of landscaping done a couple months ago. New grass in one part of our backyard and a bunch of new shrubs. And like my hydrangeas that we just got, they are not looking very good. We've been doing all this watering in the middle of the night, you know, when it's cooler so it won't all evaporate. And then sometimes first thing in the morning, and our grass and our hydrangeas are looking a little stressed because it's been so hot here too. And in case you're watching this in the future, on a replay, it is the 1st of July, 2024 that I'm doing this video. So, if you're watching on a replay and you're thinking, oh goodness, is she okay? She doesn't know what the day is. I just know what today's day is. I don't know what day. I might replay this in the future, or you might stumble on it. But that's what's going on. I have not lost my mind. let's do the bottom here. At Christmas time last year, I did, let's see, my comments are frozen. I did multiple crafts in this ballet slipper pink. I did some really cute canvases that had the deer, the winter deer from Magnolia's, I think it's called Winter Scene or something, stencil. Pink canvases and gold paint. And then I also did some stuffies using the same color and pink and red. So, I don't know, sometimes I'm just in a pink mood. I love pink. It's like one of my favorite colors. Okay. I think that's good. And we'll move on to the next step. And when it's all finished, I will post pictures. But here's what I have now. You could do more stripes, however it would appeal to you. Okay, so let's just set this aside right here. And just to remind you, if you missed the beginning, this is what it started out as. This was $2.09, these canvases each, at Goodwill. And they're just so nicely constructed. And 15 by 15 that I grabbed them. I knew I could paint them and do something fun with them. Okay, so I think I want to make sure that my hanger's on the top. I think we're going to try to do that other one if it's reasonably dry as well. But let's start with this. This is a newer design, and it has a mandala in the center of it. So this has been painted, had plenty of time to dry. And I sprayed it with my clear matte sealer spray before I did the gold paint, and then after I did the gold dry brushing. I want to get this sort of in the center. And it can be a little bit of a challenge when you have a canvas or something that's, you know, not solidly hard. It can be a little bit of a challenge to get a pristine stencil impression. But so I'm not going to worry if it isn't perfect. But I had a ton of choices. So I could have done white chalk paste. I could have done glittering gold chalk paste. My friend Diane suggested that I use this maroon. She's a little more adventurous than I am, to be honest with you. I thought about doing just black. And I think what I've landed on is I'm going to try this. This is called glittering black chalk paste. And this stuff does not hurt stencils. It's not permanent, so if I hated it, I could wash it off. But I don't think I'm going to hate it. I want to not use a ton of chalk paste, and I also want to not push very hard. Marcia, I'm glad you're back. I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but about half my followers aren't following anymore. For some reason. I don't think it's because they hate my guts and don't want to see my craft projects. I think it's just something going on at Facebook. trying to just get this on and then stop and not push super hard. I want to get the big globs off, of course. I'm really concentrating on pushing my chalk paste through the holes, but not applying too much pressure, because then it causes this canvas to kind of sag. Okay, so now is the test. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, this is fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, this is going over here into a little tub of water until I can get out to the kitchen to clean it. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of thinking that it could use a little bit of black, of this chalk paste, this glittering black edging. What do you guys think? I want to jump ahead. Let's do the other one, even though I haven't had a chance to go back outside and spray it the second time. Let's do it. What the heck? If it turns out terrible, I can come back. Okay, this is going to be a little trickier because it's a big stencil. This is the Mandala lace. This is one that's been loved. That's one thing about me. You know, I'm a frugal crafter, so I really prefer stencils that have Bible verses and faith on them, because you can use them all the time, all year, for a zillion different things, and then all over patterns for the same reason. You can use them all year long for a zillion different kinds of crafts. And so that is just, those are my preferences. And this one doesn't have a ton of stick left to it, but we're going to use it. It might be time for me to buy another one, because this is one from, gosh, 3.5 years ago, and I've used it a ton. This one here is not that old, and I haven't used it as much, but it's had better days. Okay. All right, so let's just give it a shot. I just put some globs of chalk paste on here. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to concentrate on just getting it to be pushed through the holes on my stencil, and I'm not putting very much pressure on it, so I don't cause it to stretch. Just pulling up the big globs. Making sure that I go all the way out to the edges. As far as stenciling goes, it is very much like riding a bicycle. It seriously is. It takes a little practice. It's not brain surgery. But the first time you rode a bike, you didn't just zip around the block and take your hands off of the handlebars, right? No, of course not. You probably crashed a few times. And you probably said, I hate riding my bike, I don't want to ever do it again. And that is the experience that some people have with stenciling. Because it takes, you know, a few times to get the feel and the hang of it. And even then, I still mess up. Okay, let's see. I think I got everything. Let's see, where do I have any big globs that need to come up? I don't think so. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so fabulous. Oh. And this stencil did not have a lot of stick. And I did a brilliant job. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Okay, so I'm just getting my stencil down in the water in my tub. And clean this up after. Let me show you what we did. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness. So, for those of you that ask, what can I do to make my stencils sticky again? A lot of times I'll say, you really don't need to. You really don't need to worry about that too much. But I know people want to know. I don't recommend using a spray adhesive. I just recommend that you hold it down and move slowly and don't apply a ton of pressure. And make sure you wash them right away after you use them. Lay them with the sticky side up to dry. If you don't have a stencil cleaner sponge yet, this is what they look like. You definitely want that because you can use that to clean the front with a little bit of dish soap and it helps a ton. Oh my gosh. So, I think, I love this one especially. I think that these would be great. And because they're pink, I'm thinking a baby girl's room or a little girl's room. But do this in another color with the gold stripes and these same two stencils. And they could go in your dining room. They could go in a powder room. They could go in the kitchen, you know, in the family room, whatever. And each one of these canvases cost me $2.09 at my local Goodwill, plus a little bit of my time, probably 20 cents worth of paint, and 20 cents worth of chalk paste. One use of each one of those stencils, and boom, I'm done. So this was super affordable, pretty easy art. I don't have a little girl. I had 2 boys, and we don't have any grandbabies on the way. My kids are still my oldest is still a newlywed, and they're not quite ready for that. So I know people will ask, do you have a baby girl coming? No, I don't. At least not right now. But I just felt like doing something pink today. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like it? Did you like this project? Is this something that you would ever want to make for your house? All right, I'll get good pictures. I'm going to reflect on this just a little bit to decide if I want to do the darker edges. Tell me what you guys think. Should I do darker edges? With this, I could use the same chalk paste to do that. Tell me what you think. Feel free to sprinkle. If you want my supply list or you want to watch this video from the beginning, just let me know and I'll be glad to give you the list of supplies and the name of those paints and everything. Anyways, hope that you have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day.